Greetings, badasses. My name is Julia. This is the fucking yoga company, Yoga for the Rest of Us. All of the benefits, none of the, I'll say fitness bullshit. There's plenty of bullshit around here. Just not fitness bullshit related. And today isn't even yoga. Today is Pilates. And mat Pilates specifically. Hold on, let me get myself all set up. I like to, when I'm doing mat Pilates, listen to a solely instrumental playlist. When I'm doing yoga, I really like the lyrics. When I'm doing Pilates, not so much. So I am going to listen to some instrumental music only. And the reason I like to do that is because it lets me get real internal, right? I'm paying attention to what's going on in here. And hopefully you will too. So let's talk a little bit. We're going to start standing up, by the way, and near a wall. We want to talk a little bit about upper body, core work, upper back. Sorry, getting my hair out of my face. And also I'm shouting. I need to take my, let me take my voice down a notch because I've got my microphone on. I'm also not in my traditional yoga clothes because my, last week, so I got my stitches out last week. I went and spent some time with one of my favorite people on the planet, Caleb Jensen, who is my tattoo artist. And we finished up, oh goodness gracious, am I going to be able to do this? We finished up the last of my back, filled in that last little gap. Oh no, that's not going to work. And so I'm dealing with a lot of sensory input right now. Hold on. My finger is only working at very specific angles. I cannot make a fist. Oh, I'm getting better. Look at that. There's my favorite finger. And it's very tender and sore. There's a lot of scar tissue on it, and I'll be working that through. Plus, I don't have full extension of that knuckle, that top metatarsal. We'll work on that. And then I'm itchy back here, so I don't have my typical accoutrement on. And then it is 102 degrees out here on the farm, so I'm also not wearing pants. And I am keeping the house at 74 degrees, which is what we normally keep it at. And believe me, I'm feeling the heat. And I want you to know, and I acknowledge the fucking privilege that we have to have air conditioning at all. So it's a new thing. We didn't have air everywhere until last year. So I'm saying, yay, I love the air. I just, even at 74, my dad says, it's cold in here. He's got long sleeves on. Anyway, thin skin, right? Not a strong metabolism. All those things that happen to us when we get old. The beard said if we are like that, he said someone needs to hit us in the head with a brick. But I said he's worrying about something, whatever. Let's see, what are we doing? We're going to start. So Pilates, we're working on the core. In Pilates, we're working on the entire core. So let's ignore your rectus abdominis. That's that six-pack muscle. If you have zero body fat or anything less than 5% of body fat, you can see that six-pack muscle. That six-pack muscle doesn't need strengthening. It's already one of the largest muscles in your body. It's a very powerful muscle because it keeps you upright, right? It works in combination with your transverse abdominis, your QLs, as well as all the erector spinae, your latissimus dorsi, so that you can bend over. And that's the muscle, right? That one doesn't need a lot of work. So all those sit-ups, nonsense. And they can actually do a lot of strain on your back if you're not stretching all of these interior muscles. So we're talking about your pecs, we're talking about your teres minor, your subscapularis, your latissimus dorsi, your rhomboids, your upper part of your trapezius, your internal and external obliques, and the transverse abdominis, partly into your glute med, your piriformis, your adductors, your glutes, and your hamstrings. That's your core. It comes from the right underneath your collarbone all the way down to your knees, and it lets us do all of these things. It helps keep our body in balance. It's where all of our strength comes from, and it helps you be more efficient in general throughout all of your other workouts, all of your other movements, all the things you want to do. That's the core. So this is mat Pilates. We're doing all mat work. We might use very light weights. Sometimes we use the ring of fire, which is a tension ring. Sometimes we use a stabilization ball. This is specifically my Pilates stabilization ball, as well as this little purple one. I just inflated that orange one, so it should be good to go. I'm winging it today. I just do not know what I'm doing, and that is because I'm winging it. So we're going to start with some stretching. We're going to do some waterfall work, but on the mat, on the wall, we're going to start with some Pilates push-ups. And we often do these on the mat. And the reason I want you to feel them on the wall is so that you can, I find that sometimes when we do core work on the wall, oh God, don't get me started. There's a whole fucking thing now, if you're on the social medias, wall Pilates for women of a certain age. I just want to throat punch people. It's not new. Anyway, we're using the wall today because I want you to get this feeling of the Pilates push-up just to start. And then we'll do our waterfalls, which I'm also going to show you how to do against the wall. But I'm going to do freestanding. We are going to work a little balance work. So maybe you grab your broomstick and beat somebody with it, maybe. Some fascist. Whew. All right. Sorry, I'm going to let that go. And then we'll go and do some further floor work. So the wall. I am going to be about 2 feet away from the wall. And I might be a little closer, but I obviously don't have that much room. I'm actually not even sure you can see me here, but whatever. We'll see how that all plays out in the video. You could also do these on the kitchen counter, on the sink. I don't totally hate that idea. But I want you to be mindful. So let's talk about the placement of your thumbs. Even in yoga, anytime we're on the mat, we're doing body weight work. I want your thumb to be lined up with the center of your shoulder, and that's much wider. So we're not doing this, right? We're going to go here. I call it gorilla arms when we're in yoga. Look at that flabby tricep. Oy, oy, oy. Listen, we're all dealing with our aging bodies. What's the alternative, right? But we need to come to peace with it and do what we can to support it. Moving on. That was my pep talk. Ooh. Excuse me. Soft in the elbows, right? I want you to shrug your shoulders down and then squeeze those shoulder blades back. And so you're going to be this far apart, right? That's where I always work on the mat. You don't always see that because I'm showing you a side view. So I want you to come out to the wall. I have to step to the side a little bit because there's a window here. I want you to put we're in neutral stance, so a little wider than fist width between the feet. Soften the knees, and you can hollow the belly button out, right? So don't sink into the hips. Scoop the belly and draw back, hips a little bit back, shaped like a banana. And then we're going to come up the wall with our hands out. This is what I would say, a palm's length out in front of your shoulders. Inhaling. And then exhaling, just lower the forearms to the wall. And then hollow yourself away from the wall. And then inhale, exhale, press up. Inhale. I'm already starting to shake. Lower the forearms to the wall. Hollow yourself even more. And then come on up. So we're inhaling here. Exhaling, lowering to the wall. Inhale, hollow out. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. So now I have smoothed out that extra hollowing out of the chest because I want to keep the chest and shoulders shrugged. Scoop the belly deeper. Pull the pelvic floor up and in. We're going to do 4 more. I'm feeling my triceps. I'm feeling my core. I'm feeling all the little muscles between the rib cages. Those are your intercostals. And one more time. And release. Say hello to those triceps. Those are going to feel great tomorrow. I want you to feel that because you're feeling, right? Access of the triceps. I'm actually feeling my forearms. I need to figure, I've got to remember the names of these muscles. And then it's going all the way down the spine and I'm deepening the hollow, right? Lifting those hips away. And then I'm getting deeper into the transverse abdominis and down into my adductors. All right. Let's talk about waterfall. And honestly, I like those, even though sometimes they feel a little chunky in my tights and sports tops. I like that you can see what I'm doing here, but I'm itchy, so I've got this like nice loose t-shirt on. Swag. Okay. If you can, I will not be able to do this against the wall, but if you can, I would invite you to put your heels about 3 inches away from your baseboard. Soften your knees. Feel your sacrum, the SI joint, flat along the wall. Get nice and tall and then flatten your shoulder blades and then press the back of your head. So ideally, you know, I have a lot of booty, so sometimes it doesn't work for me, but because I got junk in the trunk, I would like, in an ideal world, the back of your head to be contacting the wall, your shoulder blades, and then that SI joint, right? We inhale, we're going to sweep those arms up. Think about that lovely gorilla arm. And we're going to exhale. Now, the trick to this is to deepen the knee and hollow the belly. We're going to come down, connect the bow of the chin to the fingers. Deepen the knee, take an inhale. Exhale, continue the roll down. And I want you to keep your glutes and your hips back in contact with that wall. Keep them down, keep them down, keep them down, keep them down. Inhale and exhale. Now keep those hips back, keep those hips back. Don't let the hips come forward. And flatten the back. Now, we're going to keep moving. And I want to remind you again, take a sip of air here. How? So I want you to keep your hips from leaning all the way back. Well, you're not. You should be okay. If you're off the mat with me, the trick is to keep those hips forward. You go deeper into the feet, deep in the elbows. You get to hollow out this belly area a lot more strongly. And now you're going to go. That was 3. Lift up and over. Keep the hips forward. Keep the hips forward. You have to deepen the knees. You're going to feel like you're falling forward, but if you go into the core real powerfully, you won't. And I'm feeling that stretch in my back, which I clearly needed. I'm a day behind my filming schedule, mostly because I'm just really in a weird, uncomfortable physicality. Plus, it's been very hot. Okay, and 2 more.
So pause and take a sip of air. I'm trying to keep my hips as far forward as I can. I've got my toes relaxed, bending the knees, pressing into the feet and the knees. Last one. Sorry, I think I'm yelling into this microphone. I'm going to lower my voice. You're holding the upper body weight up with the core. Keep those hips forward. Keep those hips forward. Oh, and relax. Whew. Get a little hip, a little Charlie horse right there. Whew. Waterfall. So we did a modified version of our Pilates push-ups. We just did our waterfalls, and now we're going to come down to knees, hands and knees, and do some cross-body work on the hands and knees. And then we're going to do some swimming. And then we will come to our backs, probably stir the pudding, stirring the pot, my specialty. Let's see, that's about it. That's where we're going. So I'm actually going to pad my knees with a blanket. This is why I like to wear tights and not shorts anymore in yoga, because this blanket is textured and it's going to irritate my knees, but that's all right. Okay, let me grab a quick drink of water. It is hot. We have the airs on. You can be drying shit out. It's just all those things. I need to take my electrolytes. I forgot to do that. If you have a whole house filter or an RO system, or you drink nothing but filtered water, you need to add those minerals back into your hydration. I learned that the hard way when I was giving blood. I wasn't giving blood. I was getting blood tests. I can't give blood. Oh, God. I should have done that before I got my last tattoo. You have to wait a year. Let's see. I should do that, though. Okay. I'm going to put this block between my ankles because I want to hold some good stability, and I'm working with these adductors. I'm working this rotational hip flexor rotation, even though I'm not going to worry too much about the block. Look, that's full palm's length out in front of my shoulders, soft bend in the elbows. I'm hollowed up out of the mat. I've got my belly engaged. I've pulled my pelvic floor up and in. My ribs are tucked. Inhaling, exhale. Lengthen that leg straight out. It doesn't have to be high. And bring it in. Inhale. And lift the other leg straight out. Now, I'm not lifting that leg high because I don't want you to collapse into the low back. If you lift it high, right, the tendency is to overarch that back. And then you're going to compress your lumbar spine. I want you to keep the back nice and long. I want you to stabilize your weight between all three points, the two hands and the knee, and bring that back in. We're trying to keep our body as stable as possible. And I'm scooping my belly button more deeply to keep out of that arch of the back, that sag. So it's about getting the length out of the leg rather than lifting that that leg nice and high toward the ceiling. 4, 3, 2, and 1. I need to really hollow out that chest. I was starting to sink into my shoulder girdle. I want you to hollow out, right? Spread the shoulder blades nice and wide. All right, we're going to add on. So we're going to go to the upper body next.
And this one, again, will be wide arms, and you're just going to reach your arm out without locking or letting your shoulder shrug up towards your ear. So you want to keep those shoulders shrugged. So if that means right here, right, that's perfectly fine. It's all about form right now. I want you to be in good form. All right. The wind is blowing about 20 miles an hour here. It's 102 degrees. So it feels like we're living inside of a hairdryer, inside of a tumble dryer. It's a little warm. Inhaling, exhale. Now keep that supporting arm soft. I'll show you on this left side. I'm not locking that elbow. I'm keeping my arm rounded as I lift. Hollow the belly out. And two more. 2 and 1. And release. Woo. Take a seat, grab a drink of water. Do what you're going to do. Oh, I'm leaning back to get a little stretch in my quads. Alrighty dokie. We are going to combine both of those. So we extended our lower leg, we extended our upper leg, and now we're going to work across the body. Right arm, left leg, right? Left arm, right leg. So we're working asymmetrically across the body. And again, I want you to stabilize the back. So we don't want this kind of, C curve rocking. I want you to stabilize the back, which means you might have to take those extensions down a little bit to keep this back and this torso stabilized. Yes? Yes. Here we go. Coming back to hands and knees. The heels of my hands are half to a full palm's length out in front of my shoulders. I've got this block width between my knees and my ankles. Hollowing the belly up, pull the pelvic floor up and in. I'm looking down at the mat, inhaling. I'm going to go left arm, right leg. Exhale. I rushed. Inhale. So make it nice and go low. I have to go lower so that I can keep that control and slow the return of my hand and knee to the mat. Because that first round, I rushed it. And then you lose your form factor. You lose that activation of the core. And you can hear it in my voice. Hollow the belly deeper, scoop that belly. Pull, 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 pull. If we don't do our work to prevent more climate change, we're all going to be living inside all of the time. And release. Whew. Sorry I went there. My brain dipped into the despair. Okay, we're going to head over to our bellies. We're going to do some leg lifting. We're going to do some swimmers. It may be a Superman. And then we will move to our back. So I'm going to grab a quick drink of water. So this is going to be 3 different exercises. One with legs only. One with static arms and one with swimming arms. So coming on down to the mat, a little rock side to side. Oh, I didn't think about that. Oh, ladies, you know what I'm talking about. All right. I do need a blanket because I have tatas, las chichis, and they prevent me from being comfortable all the way on this mat. I want to put my forehead right there so that the back of my head is in alignment with my spine. Hey, the great thing about this microphone is that I can speak quietly and I'm not going to be muddied. I don't have to worry about talking up to the camera. All right. I have a very hard time activating my pelvic floor in this position. I do not know the mechanics of it. It's just a challenge. If you can find it and you can keep it activated, great. But it's about belly button, and rib cage. And I'm keeping my shoulders shrugged gently away from my ears and slightly open off the mat. I want to inhale and exhale. I'm lifting my thigh off the mat and releasing. And again. Now, if you're feeling that arch of back, I want you to just stretch your toe away from the hip. So this is not about lifting that toe real high off the mat. I don't want you to feel this in the low back. And I find that if I stretch my leg long, it goes right up into my transverse abdominis, my internal and external obliques, and not into the crunch of my lumbar. Sorry, now I have to re-zip up, and I'm going right leg. So just lengthen that leg up and away, and you'll feel that activate right up to the first rib. Actually, is it the first rib? I don't know, second. Now, I'm not digging into the mat with my arms. Right, my upper body is completely relaxed. This is all about the core. Four, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. And I'm going to release that activation. I'm going to come up and take a little stretch. Now, I am feeling heat in my low back. That is because when we work all of these supportive muscles, your low back does feel that fatigue. But it's heat. It's not pinching. It's not crunching. It's not, pain. If you're feeling those things, then you have been lifting too high, or you have not been able to activate your core as deeply as I would like you to. And that just means that you have to go lower with the extension, right? Don't lift your leg. Remember, because it's not about how high you can get your leg. It's not about how fast you can do it. It's really about finding this deep activation in our core muscles. All right, coming back to the mat. And now I am going to just take my arms out now to cactus position. Change the angle of this blanket, actually. Whew. Plus, my head on the blanket, I'm starting to sweat. Ugh. It's all good. There we go. I want you to pull up that pelvic zip up, low belly, belly button ribs. Again, my pelvic cradle, I just can't even do it in this position. And I want you to relax your glutes and relax your legs. This is all about the core. And we're going to inhale and just lift your upper body as much as you can without
squeezing those elbows together. I'm not lifting with my arms. My chest is lifting. I'm spreading the rib cage. My head is tucked. And I'm just keeping everything into alignment. I'm inhaling on the way down, but we can do this. Let's slow this down. Exhale. Pause. Exhale down. That gives us a little extra heat. Now this is a tiny, tiny movement. I'm just taking off my pecs to the top rib. I want to keep my shoulders, my shoulder blades, my elbows in alignment with the back of my head. Two more. And release. That's going to leave a mark. Take a minute, just breathe. Relax the activation of the core. Actually, I'm going to come up to the elbows. Get some more air on the face. It is toasty warm in here. Ooh, the sun is hitting this room full blast. It's going to be hot in here. This is why I do it this earlier in the morning. It took me a while to get to the mat today, but you know what? I did it. And that's what I want y'all to take care of. That's what I'm taking away from this, is that I got on the mat. Now this room is heating up to be 80 degrees. It's going to suck, but that's the way it is. I was doing bookkeeping. I was ordering a dump trailer for tomorrow. I had a meeting with my dementia support group. I did some laundry. I folded some laundry. And what else? Oh, oh no, we're not having beans tonight. Are we having beans tonight? I need to put some beans on tonight. We're going to do a little black bean. A little cowboy, what do we call it? Cowboy caviar? With the black beans and the corn and the tomatoes and the peppers over rice with some fish tacos. Well, I'm making chicken for my dad, but Michael and I are going to have fish tacos. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I forgot to take avocados out. I'll go take some avocados out. That might be too late. Hey, how's it going? That was me digressing. Here we go. We're going to do some swimming. So I'm going to take my arms. We're going to do the same thing we just did. Okay. Which is that chest lift. Oh, gosh, this blanket is hot. I'm going to take my arms out to a Y shape. I want to inhale. Let's see. Before we get started, scoop the belly. Try to pull the pelvic floor up and in. I know it's so hard here, but get that low belly button rib activation. We're going to inhale, and we're lifting the body up. I'm going to take a sip of air and sweep back, and then I'm going to exhale up, take a sip of air, and lower the body. That's what I'm doing, and I just messed that breathing up. Inhale, exhale. Take a sip of breath. Exhale, sweep the arms back. Take a sip. Exhale, bring them forward and lower. Now, you're going to work through what your rotation of shoulder is. Tuck the chin, though. Did you notice my head went flipping back? It's because my head is trying to lift my body up. And I want to work through this back and core. But I'm also feeling this in my shoulder girdle. This is delt work. This is teres minor work. This is subscap work. Pecs. Maybe a little into the biceps. Trapezius. 3 more. One more time. And down. Oh, holy Toledo. That's gonna leave a mark. All right. I'm gonna peel off the mat. Rock my shoulders. Take a lean and a lean. Whew. Are you feeling that? I'm feeling that. I always feel taller after we do Pilates. It's because I'm not slouching. I work with my dad a lot about the slouching. So, in fact, I am going to just change his cane. His cane is too short, so he's been hunching. And then he hunches and his head goes forward, and then he's getting more hunched. The trick, right? We want to keep that spine healthy. We want to stay up. We want great posture for as long as we possibly can have it. Unless there's some sort of physical prevention, right? Physical impediment. We want to keep ourselves. So every time you go to the grocery store, this is what I do. Somebody's slouching. Usually it's a senior citizen. Every time I want you to take your arms off that cart, stand up straight, rock those shoulders back, suck in the core, tuck the chin. Because we want everything to work effectively for as long as we can keep it. Mobility, babies, mobility. All right, here we go. We're going to come to our spine. We're going to work some leg work. I took a little drink. I'm going to have to go do my feet. And coming to my back. Little rock side to side. I'm actually going to take a little squeeze. Oh, you feeling it? I'm feeling it. I'm going to feel that later too. I'm going to feel that tomorrow. Whew. All right. Shorts again. Not the probably most ergonomic process, especially because we're going to work on our stirring the pot, which means my leg's going to be straight up in the air, and you're going to, my shorts are going to slide down. All right. I'm going to take my arms out to a cactus position for 2 reasons. One, it feels like a lovely stretch after we just did all that. We did those little swimming breaststrokes. And then the other reason is because I don't want to dig my arms into the mat. This one's all about stabilizing the body from the armpits to the hips, right? So I want you to have your heels at a comfortable distance from the glutes. The knees are like that little fist width distance apart, and my feet are relaxed on the mat. I'm not going to dig into the mat with my foot, okay? Inhaling. Let's see. Pull your pelvic floor up and in. You can do it in this position. Low belly, belly button, rib cage. Whoof. Give me that whoof. Inhaling. I'm going to take my left leg and just float it into the air. Like I'm not squeezing it. It's not a strong energy position. I'm rocking and rolling my toes. But you can feel the weight of that lever. And now we're going to go and take a tiny little circle in with the toe. And each time you do that, I want you to inhale, exhale. Now the core, let me change this phrasing. The goal here is to keep the hips and the torso from rocking. So that's why we start with this little teeny-weeny tiny circle. I'm stabilizing my body and the movement of this leg with the power of the core. So make that circle nice and tight, nice and tiny, little donut size. I'm starting to feel my adductor.
I'm feeling my core. I'm feeling, let's see, what am I feeling? Let me be more specific. I'm feeling my intercostals. I'm feeling my transverse abdominis. I'm starting to feel my teres minor up into the underarm. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that leg down. Whew, relax the core. Take a little shimmy of the hips. All right. Pull that pelvic floor up and in. Low belly, belly button, ribs. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Inhale. Exhale. Float the right leg. Again, nice and relaxed. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going inside to the inside. Each time I take a sip of air and exhale, I pause and sip. You can make it as slow as you need to. I'm going tiny. You're going to feel stronger on one side than you are on the other. Check in with that supporting foot. Don't let it dig into the mat. Pull that pelvic floor up and in. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oof. Bring it down. Take a little rock side to side. Big inhale. Big exhale. I'm going to roll up and take a little drink of water. You know what I love about Pilates? I mean, I love yoga too. Don't get me wrong. I actually love everything I do. I love calisthenics. I love yoga. I love Pilates. I even love doing the cycling. I just haven't been on the bike in a while. That's still my goal. I love that we do our sets. And then, by the time we get our sets done, it's done. We're done. It goes very quickly for me. So, anyway. We're going to go back to the first side and we're going to go external. So we did a little internal circle. Now we're going to go externally. So tilt the hips up, relax, get me flat back. Find that placement of neutral feet. Pull the pelvic floor up and in. Excuse me. Low belly, belly button, ribs. Inhaling. Exhale. And now we're going to go outside. Now this one, I think, is harder to stabilize. I'm going to slow down my circle and make it nice and small. Tuck your chin. I felt my head try to lift up and support this. So I'm slowing it down and I'm going even tinier. Check in with your pelvic floor, low belly, belly button, ribs. Relax the arms. Four, 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, bring that knee up and in. And release. Little rock side to side. Whew. Did I post a video? I need to go double check my work. All right, pull the pelvic floor up and in. I need to go get my computer, actually. That's the only difficulty with the system that I have, is that I left my computer in the bedroom. Here we go. And I need my computer to do this processing work. Pull the pelvic floor up and in. Tuck the chin. I don't have ESPN. I just know what I'm doing myself. Four, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, whew. Holy cow. Bring those knees up. Draw them toward the body. Give yourself a big squeeze. Oh, little rock side to side. Ho, 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 ho. Someone else better be feeling that. I'm feeling that. Tuck the fingertips behind the knees. Scoop the belly. And then let's roll up. Oh, and take a fold. Oh. Hey, you know what? No matter what time of day you got this done, I am so proud of you because I'm proud of myself. Ooh, 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 ooh. This is me trying to modulate my voice for this microphone. I actually think it's working okay, right? All right, I'm going to go nice wide angle with this stretch. Oh, foot cramp. Now, if you tell me that you didn't feel that, you're feeling that now. My adductors are definitely feeling that work. And when I say sometimes when you have back pain, it's really your adductors. That's what I mean. Woo, howdy. They are they are a large contributor to our core. They help activate our core. They help trigger the energy that helps us pull the pelvic floor up and in and engage that low transverse abdominis. The wind is blowing really hard. I'm going to lean to one side, and now I'm feeling that up over the top of my hip and through that glute med. And I'm going to switch. I'm going to come over here, slight rotation toward that leg. Oh, I'm going to take a little deeper bow. And come on up. Getting arthritis in my thumb. Jesus, getting old. Oh, what's the alternative? There isn't one. We want to treat ourselves as well as we can so that we are as mobile and as comfortable as we can be. All right, I'm coming into a pleasant seated pose. The benefit of shorts is you can actually see my legs here, right? Both of my legs are on the mat in parallel, rocking side to side. If your knees are a little higher, grab a pillow, grab a bolster, grab the blanket. Help support your knees. We're going to take a big lateral extension. So I'm going to come on over and stretch. Ooh. Foot cramp, and rock it around. Reach it on up. And extend. Oh. And then rocking it around. Unwinding. Oh, big stretch. Let's go ahead and take a forward fold. Walking our hands back. I'm going to swap my legs. Big stretch up. Exhale. Walk it back, and now we're going to take just a little gentle twist. And I'm just going to work through that. Oh, those obliques. We probably could have done this on the mat. Oh. And switch. Oh, we did it. Ooh, 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 ooh. Hey, thanks so much for subscribing. It does mean a lot to me. You know, $10 a month is $10 a month. It's money. I don't know about you, but groceries are giving me a little bit of a heart attack. And fuel prices are up. And, all of the things. So you're spending your money and your time with me is meaningful. So thank you. My name is Julia. This is the fucking yoga company. Yoga for the rest of us. All of the benefits, none of the yoga bullshit. And I am going to be digging my elbow into my adductor is pulling on the inside of my knee. Oh, right there. This is Matt Pilates. So hopefully this gives you the strength and to help improve